Hugs. The day that Thea was mad at Mummy, she took her little brother Tate's hand and walked out the front door. After they had walked for a long time, Tate said, "I need a hug." So Thea gave him a hug. "That was not the right kind of hug," said Tate. "Try something different." "Right," said Thea, "something different." So they walked and walked and walked and finally came to a huge snail. "How about a hug for my little brother?" said Thea. "Hug," said the snail. "I love to give hugs." And the snail gave Tate a big snail hug. "That seems awfully slippery and slimy." "How was that?" said Thea. "Slime, slime, lots of slime, yuck," yelled Tate. "Okay," said Thea, "maybe not such a good hug." Then they walked and walked and walked and finally came to a huge skunk. "How about a hug for my little brother?" said Thea. "Hug," said the skunk. "I love to give hugs." And the skunk gave Tate a big skunk hug. What's going to happen, you think? "How was that?" said Thea. "Stink, stink, very yucky stink," yelled Tate. "Okay," said Thea, "not a good hug." Then they walked and walked and walked and finally came to a huge porcupine. "How about a hug for my little brother?" said Thea. "Hug," said the porcupine. "I love to give hugs." And the porcupine gave Tate a big porcupine hug. "How was that?" said Thea. "Needles, needles, sharp, pokey needles," yelled Tate. "Okay," said Thea, "not a good hug." They walked and walked and walked and walked and finally came to a huge gorilla. "How about a hug for my little brother?" said Thea. "Hug," said the gorilla. "I love to give hugs." And the gorilla gave Tate a giant gorilla hug. That looks like an okay one. Not so bad. "How was that?" said Thea. "Hard, hard, much too hard," yelled Tate. So Thea took her little brother's hand and they walked all the way back home. "Mommy!" "Oh," he yelled Mommy, and then he says, Mom says, "How was your walk?" "Tate got hugged by a snail," said Thea. "Slime, slime, lots of slime," yelled Tate. "And Tate got hugged by a skunk," said Thea. "Skunk, stink, stink, very yucky stink," yelled Tate. "And Tate got hugged by a porcupine," said Thea. "Needles, needles, sharp pokey needles," yelled Tate. "And Tate got hugged by a gorilla," said Thea. "Hard, hard, much too hard," yelled Tate. "I need a mummy hug." So Mummy gave Tate a mummy hug, and Tate said, "Just right, just right, a just right hug." "And the Thea who walked out the door so mad," said Mummy, "who hugged her?" "Nobody," said Thea. "Nobody gave me a hug, and I'm waiting for a mummy hug." So Mommy hugged Thea, and Thea said, just right, a just right hug." And they all had lunch. The end. Oh, there's a little skunk giving the hug.